Hello, welcome to 9 p.m. English News Edition brought to you live by RTD channel. Here are the top stories. The 40th anniversary. The Djibouti women celebrate the 40th anniversary on the beach of Douda. Iraq and Syria. The Islamic State surrounded in Mosul and Raqqa. That was the headlines, and now to the national news.
The session هناك حوالي short Mrs. Muna Aden has organized a ceremony of the 40th anniversary of independence on the beach of Wenek Hawalei of Douda. This range was created in 2050 for only to the women and the children under 10 years. The creation of this range has been motivated by the lack of space and of beaches reserved for women after the closure of the usual beaches in Djibouti as Dorale. The Djiboutian women had not a place to go for a swim and escape to hot temperature. Hundreds of women who came from the capital to participate in this festivity. Different members of the government who took place, such as Mrs. Muna Muhammad and Muna Usman, respectively the Minister of the Women and the Family, the Secretary of State for Social Affairs, the Secretary General of the UNFD, Mrs. Fatuma Musa. The old person and children enjoyed the ceremony, as well as there was a dance and folky games.
The women present at the ceremony have reacted to congratulate the organization of the event of the 40th anniversary who took place at the beach Wanag Hawale of Douda. This range will be very useful for the women who are going to find a discreet location for their family to bath and practice the games, and also sport on the beach with the children under 10 years age. After having been chimed on the national scene of the RTD, as for example the evening of entertainment because of our commemorating day of 27 June organized in the capital as well as in the region, the young talent group of the RTD left our capital yesterday to the Egypt. They were composed of talented young artists, the group Young Talent of the second wave of the artists selected by the competition organized by the RTD, and which has had a great success for the public. The main objective of those young group talent of their leaving the country to Egypt was only to celebrate in Cairo the festivities of the 40th anniversary of the accession of our country independence with the Djiboutian diaspora in Cairo and also in Egypt.
Like all the countries celebrate the festivities of anniversary have been a success in the sub-prefecture of Asela. The festivities took place under the auspice of the sub-prefect of Asela, Mr. Musa Muhammad Ugure, the representative of the regional council as well as the civil and military authorities. The committee of Asela celebrated the national celebration in a total atmosphere with the cultural animation interpreted in all national languages. The personality who have taken the part are pleased that the celebration of the Jubilee of our to intervene at the time where the country knows considerable progress in all areas of life, thanks to the policy of foreign side of our presidency, His Excellency Mr. Usman Margili. The 40th anniversary of our independence has also been celebrated in Addis Ababa. The whole of Djiboutian diaspora in Ethiopia installed in the country have invited by the ambassador of Djibouti in Addis Ababa, Mr. Muhammad Idris Farah Abani, an evening rich in color where the atmosphere was festive like in any other countries. There was also the opportunity for the ambassador of Djibouti to Ethiopia, Mr. Muhammad Idris Farah Abani, say he is proud and pleased to address his best wishes of good faith to the head of the state, Mr. Suleiman Gili, and to his wife, the First Lady, Mr. Khadra Mahmoud Hay.
The 40th anniversary of independence has also been celebrated in Paris, particularly in France. The whole of the Djiboutian diaspora in France, chaired by Mr. Adam Mohamed Bouk, installed in the country, have been invited by the ambassador of Djibouti in France, His Excellency Mr. Ayed Moussa Yahya. foreign diplomats of the French officials, including senators of former government officials and French senior officers, were all involved. An evening rich in color, where the atmosphere was festive, took place. This was also the opportunity for the ambassador of Djibouti in France, His Excellency Mr. Aïd Moussa Yahya, to express his inner feeling about this great moment of our independence. He said he is proud and pleased to address his best wish of good faith to the head of the state, His Excellency Ismail Margelle, and to his wife, the First Lady, Ms. Kadra Mahmoud Haid. The festivities of celebration of the 40th anniversary of our country took place also in Germany, the 28th June, in a famous hotel in the capital of Berlin. It is dressed in traditional dress and surrounded by his family that His Excellency Mr. Adam Mohammed Leita has hosted more than 200 guest diplomats as well as the number of civil and military authorities. His Excellency Adam Mohammed Leita recalled in his speech the multiple achievements of development initiated by the leader of the state, His Excellency Ismail Margelle, throughout these years. He has in particular emphasized the important and significant role of our country in the matter of entertaining the mass public only to send a message of the policy of peace, progress and stability under the conduct of the leader of the state. The ambassador has now failed to relay the excellence of relations Germany and Djibouti, both at the diplomatic level and also in the achievement of multiple projects of cooperation. The speech of the representative of the Minister of Foreign Affairs of Germany also illustrates these remarks and confirms the image of the influence of our countries to the Germany's authorities. He stated in particular that in a region of Africa, with all its multiple violent conflict and its great human suffering, Djibouti remains an instability. It is with an entertainment particularly original and high in color as the evening proceeded at the pace of the patriotic songs through two of our most illustrious artist Hussein Hale and also Mr. Abdi Nuralali. And now to the Japanese capital, Tokyo. The national anthem sounded during the evening of celebration of the 40th anniversary of the independence of Djibouti, organized by the ambassador of Djibouti, Mr. Ahmed Arwaita. The national anthem was interpreted by a Japanese artist at evening, with more than 350 parents have responded to the invitation. The ambassador, who has provided the effort for the strengthening of cooperation between the two countries of the Japanese Minister of Parliamentarians and also diplomat, the diaspora in Djibouti, and the entire staff of the ambassador were present in the celebration of the 40th anniversary. The ambassador Arwaita has stressed the importance of the relation between the two countries in many areas during the evening.
The medical team of the Motherhood of Dar al-Nan has carried out an operation of pediatric surgery within the operation block of the hospital. This operation was made possible thanks to the co-pen surgeon Dr. Shizi, specialist in pediatric surgery. In this title, the newborn age of a week presented a malformation at the level of the anus of his purse. Following this, the medical teams have programmed an operation medical improvement for a restorative surgery. The surgery lasted a little meadows more than 30 minutes under general anesthesia, was a success totally in the duration or she has allowed the newborn of a train its stool normally, and finally this operation take place in the framework of the amelioration quality to enhance offered care to the population of Djibouti.
And now let's move to the international news. Hundreds of civilians fled Mosul's all-Syrian Friday, 3 June, as US-backed Iraqi forces engaged in fierce fighting with die-hard Islamic State militants making their final stand in the country's second-largest city. Families streamed through alleyways near the Great Al-Nouri Mosque, where ISIL leader Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi proclaimed the group's so-called caliphate in 2014, and which ISIL fighters reportedly blew up a week ago as Iraqi forces closed in. Authorities say they are just days away from fully retaking the city, but the battle is a tough one, with pockets of fires and snipers dug in among civilians. This week's capture of the mosque by government troops was a major victory, and Prime Minister Haider al-Abadi declared on Tuesday the end of ISIL's self-proclaimed caliphate. But the 8 months of fighting have taken a huge toll on the people of Mosul. Thousands of civilians have been killed, according to aid organization and the International Organization for Migration estimate close to 900,000 people, about half the city's pre-war population, have fled since the offensive started last October. The Iraqi government had initially pledged the city would be liberated in 2016. Families displaced by fighting have been fleeing to Islamia 2 camp southeast of Mosul. According to the United Nations Refugee Agency, that camp can take in around 60,000 people and is now almost full. Those who managed to escape say countless more civilians are still trapped in Mosul with very little food supplies, water or medical help. That's it for tonight's news. Thanks for following us and have a very wonderful evening.